morning. This is the June 2nd, 2021 meeting of the Auburn Housing Authority. We're going to be calling for a reorganization of the Board of Commissioners. I'm looking for a nomination for chairperson of the board.
I nominate Wayne.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a nomination of Wayne. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So that's 4 ayes?
Yes.
That's 4 ayes.
Okay, 4 ayes. And thank you. We need a vote for a vice chairman. And I'll make a motion for Roberta Briggs to be vice chair.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. It's unanimous. Okay, now can everybody please stand for the pledge?
You gotta still do treasurer.
Oh, treasurer, okay, I'm sorry. I need a motion for a treasurer.
I nominate Joyce.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. You are the treasurer.
Okay, now we need an assistant treasurer, like a vice treasurer.
Okay, now do I have a motion for an assistant treasurer?
I
I'll make the
nominate
motion,
Monica.
Monica.
I nominate Monica.
I'll
Okay,
second.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None.
Okay, so with that, we're gonna need to update the banking information so that you'll be able to sign checks for the housing authority. So that's something that I will work on getting signature pages changed to reflect that you are the vice treasurer. Okay?
You ready?
I guess.
Don't we still have a couple other things that we usually do?
Yeah, we'll do that at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll go with our meeting, and first, can we please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We need to welcome Monica. She won the election.
Oh. Congratulations on your election. We welcome you to our board again.
Again?
Again?
For 5 years.
5 years. There you go.
That's good. And we kept trying, Monica.
Well, they
We
really
kept
got
trying.
They really got you, Monica.
5 years.
5 years. Okay, any public comment? None. Seeing none. Discussion and vote to approve the May 2021 minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Discussion and vote to approve the check registers for May 2021. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Discussion and vote to approve Juneteenth Independence Day as paid holiday. Juneteenth.
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 Teenth. Does everybody?
Do I have a motion?
Yeah.
Okay, any discussion?
Laurie, can you explain that a little bit?
Yes.
So what it is the state has decided to add June 19th as a state holiday for all state employees. And because our holidays coincide with the state, but because we're not state employees, we're municipal employees, the board would have to vote to give us June 19th as a state holiday. So I'm recommending that we do that so that we keep our holidays consistent with their holidays as we have in the past. From what I understand, that, it's a Black emancipation, that was the date that they were free. The slaves were made free. So that's what the state has decided to do. So it was presented to all the housing authorities as to how they want to vote. But I mean, I think if we're just consistent with them and we have the money to cover it, so that the money isn't going to be an issue, but it's up to the board to vote whether you want to give the employees here that holiday. No, there isn't any issue as far as funds. It's just keeping us consistent with them as far as what we get for holidays. But you need to vote.
So this is basically Independence Day as freeing the slaves?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with the whole concept of the holiday, but as far as it being done by the state, I think we should follow what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Any other discussion? Seeing none? Motion to approve?
You need a second.
Oh, I need a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None.
And you know what, Wayne, they didn't ask us whether we agreed with it or not. This is what the state decided to do. They just wanted to give us the option as to whether we wanted to make it a holiday. Okay?
Say it again?
I support it as a holiday.
Public hearing for 5-year plan, annual plan.
So what's happening is I'm going to do a plan for this year, and then I'm going to look at doing a 5-year plan going forward. We get over $200,000 a year for capital fund expenses, but what we're finding is we need more money in the operation side of it, because a lot of the work that we need done is operational as opposed to capital fund.
Right.
Like we're finding that we need more refrigerators, stoves, so we're gonna look at buying those in bulk. That's a capital expense. But if I can get them donated to us from the lean program, there are programs out there that would provide us, and have in the past provided us with appliances. So I'm going to try to get the appliances donated through a program, and the ones that I can't, because they have to be over 10 years old before they'll even look at those. So that's one of the things. If I can get them for free, free is for me. Do you know what I mean? But if not, but we're finding that, like, the biggest thing capital-wise now is the sidewalks and the driveway. We're doing roofs. We've already done the federal roof. We've done the federal windows. I want to look at upgrading the heating systems to make them more energy efficient. We've done the heat AC units.
Yeah.
So that's already been upgraded, but as far as like the boilers, the water heaters, I'm gonna look at if there's a program that we can get those donated, because I wanna make them energy efficient.
Yeah.
And if we can't get them donated, then that's money that would be a capital expense for us. What we're finding is that the water in Auburn is very hard. It tends to run out our systems. And if you own a home in Auburn, you know that you can't keep your dishwasher.
Yeah, well.
Everything goes quick. So, like at Stoneville here,
there's always a problem with the faucets hitting out, the bathroom and kitchen faucets, any kind of plumbing things. So I want to put money aside to start going back, looking at the faucets and replacing the faucets, because we'll get written up by HUD if they're pitted.
Right.
HUD feels they're giving us this money, they want things working and in good condition. So they don't want pitted anything. They feel that they've given us the money, so there's no reason for that to happen. I mean, the lighting in the apartments, I want to look at that to see if that could be more energy efficient. That could be an upgrade, but that would be a capital expense. But for like lead paint testing, we had Packagug tested for lead paint because of when it was built, 1970s. The other properties have been built after that, but I'd like to have them still tested for asbestos, for lead,
Yes.
for radon gas, carbon monoxide. There's all these different systems in place that we can have properties tested, but we can use capital funds. If we convert it to operations, then we can pay for these things out of operations instead of coming out of our regular budget.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're just gonna move the money from one
One to the other.
thing where we don't need as much to something where there's additional things that we can do. Like we have gas at Pine Brook Court, we have gas at PV in the back in Federal. So there's all these, has come out with new regulations as far as the radon gases. So I want to have a system put in place so that all those apartments are tested and the necessary system is put in place to make sure that we do not have an issue with any of these things. I mean, because of the age of the complexes, we shouldn't have lead. I mean, even at Packagug, the only lead they found was on a bench in front of the building, community room building. One bench. All the other apartments were fine, but at least we know, and we have documentation, and we can give reports to each tenant as to the fact that their apartment does not contain lead.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Good.
so I mean, there's different things that we can do going forward. We've got to look at the hallways, the flooring needs to be replaced, because a lot of the tiles, the more you wash them, then the next thing you know, they're lifting up. So I don't want any safety issues. But I want to we're going to have it over 200,000. I'd like to put at least 150,000 of that money going forward into operations. So that means that we have plenty of money for any operating bills,
Comes up, yeah.
any big bills, like even insurance bills. We can use that money, and then if there's any money left over, it goes into our reserves.
Right.
So it's going to be the way that we can build our reserves and still get all programs and inspectional things we have done, and still work on capital items, but have plenty of money. And if we find that we need to move money again, then we always have the opportunity to present it to the board once again and have the board vote. But we're in good shape. We still have some vacant units, but we're waiting for people to give us documentation. We're still housing veterans. We are moving people from second floors to first floors. So I think right now we have 3. We still have residents going into nursing homes. That's pretty much it on that. And maintenance has started with the yards. You know, this building is still closed. We haven't been actually told to reopen it, and we're keeping it closed. Because once we do open it, we have no control over who's here after hours. I mean, during hours we have an idea, but after hours we don't. So
The governor had lifted everything
we haven't received anything from
your office. Okay, no problem.
Through the chair, I'd like to commend you, Laura, for your suggestion.
They're all excellent suggestions, and I think it's the way to go.
Thank you.
You guys did a great job during this pandemic. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better group of people. I mean, you were fantastic. Everyone, from maintenance all the way up to the administration. You've been great.
I'll tell you,
My staff has been fantastic.
it wasn't easy.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't easy, and some of us did contract the virus, and some had a real hard time with it.
Yeah.
But I think we're on the other side of it. I had received a lot of PPE from MEMA. I went down to Franklin and I picked up like a whole truckload of stuff. So we started distributing more masks because masks are still going to be required to go to a doctor's office, to go to a hospital.
Right.
So we're going to continue to give the residents more than, I mean, I have different kinds. I have the N95, I have the surgical mask. We have plenty of hand sanitizer. We gave big bottles out. And every chance I get, I'm going to continue to buy and continue to clean as if we're still in a pandemic.
Right.
And then once we look at there are no new cases and no new deaths, then we can feel pretty confident. But until we know for sure, I want to continue to clean, to continue to provide PPE as best we can, especially if we don't have to pay for it. If it's just a matter of looking to see who has it and get it for free, then that's what we're going to do.
I think that's very important that we do continue to do that, because we really don't know what's going to happen. Not enough time to be able to think about it.
And we have to get back to living, and we want people to get fresh air, but we want them to still social distance. And if they know they're going to be in a crowded store like Walmart, we have a mask.
Wear a mask, yeah.
And when you get outside, you're away from everybody, take it on. But I mean, having known what it is, you don't want to get it. And it's something that stays with you for the rest of your life. So we're going to be
The effects of it, yeah.
right. We're going to be as smart as we can, but we want people to still get back to living their life in a safe way.
And that's why we're still all separated.
Yep. So
And
that's all I have.
Okay, now, do you want to set a date for a public hearing or no?
This is a public hearing. This was posted as a public hearing.
Oh, it was posted?
Yep.
Okay.
Anybody can Zoom it.
Well, as long as it was posted, we're fine.
It was posted as a public hearing. Anybody
Okay.
had any comments, they were more than, they could have come, or they could have,
Oh, no, that's right. As long as it was posted, Laurie, that's all that counts. I just want to make sure.
and that's why I specifically put it on there as a public hearing.
Yeah, okay.
And once I do up the plans, then I'll make those available to anybody that wants to see them,
Okay,
okay?
thank you. Director's report, you're all set? That was it, huh? Okay.
You got it all.
You got it.
It was fantastic.
Any member items? Anybody?
I have one.
Sure.
I was wondering if our residents were affected by the notice that went out from the water district last weekend.
I'm sorry, I can't hear back to you. Oh, speak up just a little louder.
Sure, yeah, I was wondering if any of our residents were impacted by the notice that went out from the water district this past weekend. I received a letter that said that there were elevated levels of arsenic found in the well. And yeah, that they sent a letter out to everybody who was affected, but if you live in an apartment building, or like if you are the owner of an apartment building, please distribute it to your tenants. So I was just wondering.
They're sitting on my desk. I have one for Stoneville, and I have one for Navajo. Our water, we get it from two different sources. We have Auburn Water District, and we also have Elm Hill Water District. Elm Hill covers Navajo Village in the front, and all of our other properties are covered by the Auburn Water District. So I did receive the notices. I have not sent them out. This has happened in the past, not the first time.
Okay.
So it ends up, in the past, it's always worked out. And we hope it happens with this too, but I do have the notices and we will be posting them in the hallways and distributing them to the residents. But that was very good, Monica.
That was excellent. I get well water, so I wouldn't get a letter, so I wouldn't even know.
But you can also get it in well water if you saw that letter.
Does it? I don't know. I didn't get a letter, so I don't
I
even know
didn't
what to
get, I
say.
didn't get one either.
I got a letter, and
Yeah.
I knew that the meeting on the board of well. But
Doesn't it usually
It's
resolve
common.
itself?
It's common to have it in the water.
what I did is I went out and bought a water filter that I can put in my refrigerator. You know, it's not a Brother, I forgot the name of the one I have. But if you're gonna buy one, check to make sure that it covers arsenic. The one that I bought does. But I haven't opened the box yet, and I can't remember the name. I just got it last night.
So we're gonna call the water district, because I mean, if that's something, I mean, I'm sure some of the residents may have like a water filter thing,
Yeah.
but if it's a matter of buying that Brita,
It's not a Brita, the one that I saw was.
What she's saying.
It's not a Brita.
what was it?
I have to look on my phone.
All right, so that's a job for you, Roberta.
It's a job for Roberta.
If it says that it prevents arsenic from getting in,
Yeah,
that's
but I
something,
don't want to advertise any particular one, because a lot of them might.
well, we're gonna look into, all
My
right,
son found this one.
we'll call around and
All right.
find out first from the water district what the deal is.
Right,
Then we could turn around and
right,
find a system, like a thing that goes in the refrigerator that would
right.
help
But
with
it's-
water, but that's something that we could use those operating funds to
Right.
buy.
Yeah.
We could turn around and provide all the residents
But it
with,
may not be necessary. They take
well, that's why I
them
gotta call the water
offline.
district first.
Well, it's offline now.
But see, that's a perfect example of what we could use the money for. We could buy all the residents, if need be,
Right.
Filters.
one of those
Yeah.
filters,
Okay.
okay? It wouldn't be a capital expense, but it would be an operational expense. But that's a perfect example of what we could use the money for.
Well, this happened in April, what my understanding is, and they didn't send us out the letter until the day before Memorial Day, that weekend, so we got it on Friday or Saturday.
And this was out in April,
Mhm.
they knew?
Yeah, it's up to April.
I spoke
Hey.
to them yesterday, and they told me that there are 7 wells. This isn't specific to my address, so I don't know if this impacts the residents, but they told me there are 7 wells on this side of town, and only one of them is contaminated, and all of the water mixes together before it comes to our pipes. So
Yeah.
that's why they weren't concerned, because once it was mixed, they estimated that it was reduced by 80%.
No, like you said, you have to give them a call and see where they're at and what needs to be done. If we need to do it, we need to do it. If we don't,
I never got any notification
We
at
may
all.
not need to do anything, so,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want anybody to think and run out and buy a water filter either, because they may not need it.
Well, I mean, if this was in April, why are we hearing about it?
yeah, now.
Well,
You just
because
got the
they've
letter,
been-
Monica?
Because they've been
I
negative
got
for
one
so long that they didn't test for 3 years.
Hmm.
So, and now it's back in, and they said it's also in other people's wells, if you have a dug well or an artesian well. It can also be arsenic, is that's one of the common things that you find in those kind of wells.
But
It
see,
appears
this is another
natural.
thing we might want to look into, having our water tested.
Oh, there you go.
Well, they are supposed to.
No,
test it.
I'm
No,
talking
independent.
independent,
Okay,
somebody,
yeah.
Because I
Away
haven't
from
heard
that.
about it until today.
Well, that's because we have a notice to go out.
Yeah.
We just got the
I
notice.
just got, I had 2 teeth pulled yesterday, Joy, so I'm kind of like, I'm not really with it. But that's something we can look into, but I think it might not be a bad idea to have our water tested
Yes.
independently,
Yes,
Mhm.
so that we know it doesn't.
and I would test and.
Do you need a motion for that, or you just want to, you can
No,
just do it?
that's gonna come out of our operational
Okay.
We
money.
need to do it more.
See what
than
you
once.
started, Monica?
That's good.
See?
It's a good thing.
So
Good
wait,
job, Monica.
I mean, that's something that we could know, that we should know. And
Right.
When we
Oh,
have it
definitely.
done, we could let the residents know.
Yeah.
By the way, we had the water tested here, results. You're all set,
Okay.
okay?
Good, good.
All right, any other members' items?
No.
Seeing none? No public comment? I need a date and adjournment motion.
I'll make a motion.
Well, let's-
Oh, maybe she's got something. I don't know.
They usually don't meet
You
in
want
July.
for July, or are we gonna meet in July?
We're gonna meet,
You want it July or not?
if we don't have to meet, then we're not gonna meet, because historically, we haven't met in July or
Right.
August, because it's the summer. But if something were to come up,
You
then
can
we
put it
have to
together
have
in a
like a
meeting.
short meeting, and that would be the only issue, you know what I mean, the only topic. But historically, we have not met in July and August. Okay, so we'd be looking at September.
September.
Are we gonna meet on
The
the first month?
first Tuesday of the month.
I can't meet in the morning, I can meet in the afternoon, but I can't meet on
We're gonna
Wednesday.
change that Tuesday, it's not working out.
You want to go to Wednesday then? We'll go to Wednesday,
In September, right?
8th of September.
8th of
For the
September.
second, you want the first Tuesday or the second Tuesday?
It's
Right.
a Wednesday.
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 What's the date?
Well, the
Wednesday.
first, if it's the first of the
First Wednesday.
first Wednesday, that's the
The
first
4th.
of September.
So that's the date,
Or it's
September
August.
1st at 10 a.m. What's everybody think?
Sounds good to me.
Does that work for you, Martha?
Now, at that meeting, if you notice those little binders on the table over there,
Yep,
we're going through all the policies. All the
Good.
policies that the Housing Authority has had that have been voted on in the past. You'll be getting the binder with policies that you can look at your leisure. But come September, we're gonna start voting on those policies so that we'll know everybody will be on the same page if there's any policy. Then we're gonna make the corrections. But you'll be getting the book soon. And then
okay,
you can just kind of flip through if there are any spelling errors. I mean, we don't want to look like idiots, you know what I mean? But if we have run-on sentences, that's the time to fix them. You know what I mean? So that we're all on the same page.
sounds good.
But we'll start voting on those in September. Okay?
Okay. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
Before we do that, can I ask another question, please?
You went over your limit.
How often are we, because she's a new member and she's going to have training, is it time for us to have our board training again? For an update?
No, and Monica has been given the
Yeah.
state. Did you get a certificate?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she got hers.
Okay, we're gonna have to get a certificate to hang on the wall.
Yes.
I have it.
And if any other additional trainings come out, then we'll let you know.
Okay,
Okay, but she has
Good.
already completed
That's good.
that board.
Good.
See, you know the stuff
She's on the
Miss
ball.
Monica? So that's good.
That's great.
yeah. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None.